Welcome everyone back to VCT's Pacific Stage 2. For today's scrum, we have RRQ, Ewok, and Jemkin. Let's begin by hearing short comments on today's game from both of you.
I think we played pretty decently. We definitely should have been a little bit more disciplined. We got a little bit too crazy at times. I talked last week also about being crazy at the right times. I think we were crazy a little bit at the wrong times sometimes today. So it should have been, I think, a little bit cleaner from us. But regardless of that, I think we're just happy with securing playoffs.
I think Split we played kind of clean, despite losing like PC on bonus on the first half, but Sunset was kind of rough at the end. Yeah, I agree with you. We were a little bit too crazy with rounds, and we couldn't cause them.
Let's move on to pre-submitted questions. First question for you, Jemkin. Great performance you had today on both maps. How do you feel about your personal performance today?
I feel okay. Not the best performance, but just okay, I think.
Okay. Coach, walk us through the team's decision for the double duelist Asian comp on split. Was this a strategy you prepare specifically for today's match against ZETA?
It's the same comp we played versus DRX, and it just naturally makes a lot of sense with having Jemkin and Chaya and Monyet. Just having the two of them both very experienced duelist players, so just playing the double duelist makes sense for us.
Back to you, Jemkin. You're up against PRX next. Any player you're excited to play against?
I mean something, of course, because he's also Russian, so it's yeah.
Back to you, Coach. Was the team surprised by ZETA's map pick? Considering your team has banned the map a lot, was the team prepared for the map?
Yeah, we were pretty prepared. I think there hasn't every VTA we've gone to, we feel like we pretty much got what we wanted, and it wasn't too surprising. I would say we prepared for them as well.
Could you walk us through what went down during the early timeout on Sunset, perhaps?
That's kind of like referencing to the little bit too crazy at the wrong times. Okay. We needed to reel it in a little bit, and then actually I feel like I mentioned it that we needed to kind of keep focused a little bit more, and then I think we won a couple of runs, and then they took a timeout. And then at that point we were still a little bit too crazy, so we could like just say it again at least. So we just needed to. We were getting a little bit distracted by some other things that we should not be getting distracted by.
Perfect. We're gonna open up the floor quick for the live questions. If you have a question, please utilize the hands up button. Okay, Strafe Esports, please go ahead. It'll be appreciated if you could speak up a little bit.
Hi, thank you. So first of all, I'd like to say congrats on the win and also for making it to playoffs. So my question is open to the both of you. Now that you have made into the playoffs, what is the expectation? Are there any teams you want to face? And also, are there any teams that you don't want to face in the first round of the playoffs?
I think I can first. Probably I wouldn't want to play Genji again because we played against them so many times. But even if we play, it's okay. We have kind of good games against them and we know how they play. But the team I want really to play is, I think, Talon, because we lost against them in group stage, so to revenge them.
Okay, so I have another question. It's again open to the two of you. The next match for you guys is against PRX. Now that both of you have made it into the playoffs, do you have any expectations going into that matchup? And also, what is the plan for that matchup and also further ahead for any other team that you could face?
The plan for PRX is pretty much the same as any other team. It's important for us to win the game to get the extra championship point, to help us just secure our chances for qualifying for champions, because that's our ultimate goal. So that's exactly what we'll try and do and prepare as much as possible for them. We know they're a team that a lot of times I feel like strategically they are similar to some other teams, but where they really stand out is by the small micro plays that they make and the small gunfights that they win. So that's something I think that we're going to have to make sure that we're clean on as well. I do feel like we could compete against them and beat them on the firepower side.
All right. Thank you so much, and all the best for your upcoming matchup.
Thank you.
If I see that there are no more hands up, thank you guys for joining the interview, and we'll be back. Thank you. Thank you very
you.
much.